At some point after we turn 50, the makeup that we've worn for years just doesn't look as good on us as it used to. I don't know if you've noticed this. Your face just looks a little flatter, a little duller, doesn't have as much warmth or dimension. And this is especially true if you're using a liquid or a powder foundation. Those sit on top of the skin and they easily show fine lines, wrinkles, textures, all the things that we don't want to show. So what I'm going to walk you through today is my routine for midlife makeup. This is what I do every single day. It's cream based, it's very lightweight, and it's all natural, super clean, and shows so much dimension and warmth. It really is a game changer. So I'm gonna dive right in and tell you what I'm using. This is a brand new company called Restore Collective, and this is a Glow Capsule. And even on the back, you've got your instructions. So if you're just not a makeup guru, you don't use makeup all the time, or you don't feel comfortable, you've never felt like you've been really good at makeup, you now have help. So you've got everything listed here. It tells you exactly what's in your Glow Capsule. And if you scan this QR code, it tells you how to apply it. But I'm gonna do that for you as well. So again, this is called a Glow Capsule. It's from Restore Collective, and it has these colors right here. This is all you need for a full face of makeup. This is all I'm going to use today. You've got skin tint, you've got what we call a lift bronze, you've got a couple of blush choices, some eyeshadows, and then a brow liner. So we're going to get into this. You're going to notice this part right here at the bottom is really our foundation, and you're going to notice what these different colors are going to do. It's going to look a little bit crazy and confusing at first, but once I explain it and kind of get into what we're doing and why we're doing it, it's going to make a whole lot of sense. All right, so I'm going to actually use this brush here. I'm going to use the brush trio today. The first brush I'm going to use is this one right here. I think it's called the Glow and Go brush. One side is like flat on both ends, and then the other side is a pinpoint. So we're going to use this flat end. I'm going to use one side of it for my dark colors and one side for my light colors. And I'm going to dab into my Glow Capsule here, starting with this darker color, which is called Lift Bronze. We're actually going to use this twice. This is a multi-purpose product here. You're going to use it as contour and then again as bronzer. It's actually one of my favorite products, super creamy. I don't know if you've used other contours that are cream. They're a lot harder. This one is really creamy and you're going to notice it right away. So using this Glow and Go brush, I'm going to dab into this and I'm going to apply it right below my hairline up here, because we're going to apply this first as contour. So we're going to put it where we already have natural shadow. So right below my hairline. And then I'm going to find my cheekbone and I'm going to hug my cheekbone and I'm going to apply it right there below my cheekbone, really hugging it nice and tight. Let's do the other side. And you may be thinking, I don't need contour. I don't want to do contour. I'm not interested in that at all. You do. You need it, especially if you're over 50. Your face, gravity is taking hold. It's doing things we don't want it to do. And this is really going to lift and define those features that may be sagging as we get older. And I promise you, it's super simple. I want you to look and see where I've placed this. 3 key spots: below the hairline, below the cheekbone, really hugging that cheekbone. You don't want it too far down because that'll pull your face down, right? So we're mimicking those natural shadows. So hug that cheekbone and hug that jawline right there. That's it. Those are your main key places that I want you to think about putting contour. Everywhere else, it's not absolutely necessary. Those are the 3 necessary places. Using the same brush, I'm just going to flip to the other side. I used one side for my dark colors and the other side for my light colors. Now I'm going to dab into this lighter color right here. This is my Brightener. So I'm going to use my Glow and Go brush, dab into my Brightener, and I'm going to put this in a few key places as well. It's going to go in the inner corner here, and I'm going to kind of bring it down a little bit as well. So inner corner, bring it down. And then I'm going to do the outer corner. We want as little product under the eye as possible. As you know, it's super thin skin here. And the more product we place here, the more likely it's going to show texture. And that's what we don't want. So when we were younger, we would put concealer all under our eyes. We're not doing that anymore. We're actually using a lot less product than we ever have. So a tiny bit here in the inner corner, a tiny bit there on the outer corner. And that's it for the under eye. All right, moving on. So this is actually, this bright color right here is actually a lighter foundation color. So it's gonna reflect light and give that glow that you're looking for. So I'm putting it here in the center of the face because we want to draw attention to the center of the face, right? So anywhere, kind of like right in the center of the face where the T-zone is. And then again on the chin as well. All right, so center of the face, inner and outer corner of the eye. Now you can kind of see why I started with these two colors, because now I know exactly where I'm going to put my main skin tint or my main foundation. So this is the color that most closely matches my skin tone. You can see that it definitely does. This one's brighter, so it's going to reflect light. This one's going to match my natural skin tone and provide the coverage that I need. Now, all three of these are foundation. The three of these work together. We call it a three-dimensional approach. So these three colors work together to basically be your foundation. So instead of using one color all over, we're using three colors placed in key spots. And those three colors together make up our foundation. So I don't want you to think of, I need my foundation color. No, we're gonna do three colors from now on. We've got this darker color, a lighter color, and then a color that matches our skin tone. The other good thing about this Restore Collective brand, that's a brand new makeup company, is that it is extremely clean. It's a 1.3 on the EU toxicity scale. That is cleaner than anything else I know of. The EU, the European Union, is much stricter on cosmetics than we are here in the US. So it is extremely clean, which is, as you get older, I'm 52, it is, that's what you need. You need really clean products. You don't need any of that extra gunk. You need clean, clean, clean. So that is one other benefit of this cream-based foundation. All right, so I have my three colors here. Now I'm ready for some blush. So with your Glow Capsule, you're given three colors, and you can mix and match these colors. You don't have to use just one. So let's do that. Let's do this color here right on the sort of apple of our cheeks. See how I'm kind of putting it a little off to the side though. I don't want I don't want it too close to my nose, so a little off to the side there. And then I'm going to dab into this darker color and I'm going to put it behind. All right, so we can sort of mix and match there. One other thing, and I'll tell you this while I'm blending. Okay, so let's put this off to the side for now. We're ready to blend. So I'm going to grab this brush. This comes with your Glow Capsule, so these two things come together. So this is called the Blend and Go brush, and it's included. And I'm going to use this to blend. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things. First is blending. So when you're blending, you want to press the product into the skin. So we're starting by pressing the product instead of sweeping, swiping, digging, all the things. That's one of the mistakes I see new users do, is they really like dig and they try really hard to, you know, blend the product. It doesn't need that much work. It's very blendable. It blends super simply. And by pressing the product into the skin, I'm really helping it to meld into my skin. So again, like instead of a liquid or a powder, which sits on top of the skin, this is gonna meld into the skin, which is what we want. We don't want it settling. I'm sure you've seen like a powder settling into fine lines and wrinkles. We don't want that. So this is gonna meld into the skin. That's why I'm pressing. Now, going back to colors, a lot of times it's super hard to figure out what color you are. I'm looking at a mirror up here, by the way. A lot of times it's super hard to figure out what colors to get. I don't know what color would look good on me for blush, or I'm not exactly sure what my foundation color is, all of that. And even contour. I mean, how would you know what contour color to get? Well, first of all, you have me, but second of all, Restore, this new makeup company, has what we call a color science quiz. So it asks you a bunch of questions. You take this quiz and then it curates a Glow Capsule for you. So it's seasonally curated. So summer, cool toned, or maybe winter, warm toned, those kinds of things. So it takes all the guesswork out of it. It just makes it so much simpler. Okay. Oh, and by the way, to figure out what your Glow Capsule would look like, I'll put everything in the description, all the details there. But you're basically going to take this free color science quiz, and I'll put the link down there, and it will tell you which Glow Capsule would work for you. And I'm also available to help as well, so you can always reach out to me and say, hey, I was told medium cool. You think that would work for me? And I'll let you know. All right, so I have gone in and pressed this foundation into the skin. I don't know if you noticed, but I started with my lightest color, and then I moved to my skin tint. So I started in the middle of the face, and then I moved to my skin tint, and now I'm gonna go to the darker colors. So moving on to this lift bronze here. And I'm really going up into the hairline, so you can't, you know, see any like lighter color in my hairline or anything like that. Okay, same thing here, blending. Actually, let's do the jawline first. Well, first of all, before I do that, so the jawline I'm going to blend downwards here because I don't want a separate color on my neck. So I'm going to pull it down. But everywhere else, I don't know if you noticed, I kind of was blending upward the whole time, especially up in here. We're going to help gravity out a little bit and blend upward, but everywhere except our neck. So here as well on the cheekbones, we're blending upwards, and you can blend your contour color, your lift bronze with your blush at the same time. My hair keeps getting in my way. Sorry about that. All right. So I'm just blending the contour first, going upwards. And now again, I'm going back to that dabbing process, and I'm dabbing this blush color together. Okay, so one thing I want you to keep in mind when you're doing this, again, it's gonna meld into the skin. So it may look dark at first, and you may think, oh, I put too much on. I don't want you to worry about that, because you're gonna notice in a few minutes, it's really gonna lighten up. It's not gonna be nearly as dark as it was when you first put the product on. So you just have to be patient and give it some time. When you're doing your blush too, I don't know if you noticed, I'm pressing the product and then I'm going up and back like that. And also you don't have to worry about getting it, you know, staying clear of the under eye. I actually think it's okay to get a little bit of it there, because you don't want it to be like, here's my under eye and here are my cheeks. You want all of it to kind of flow together. All right, I haven't done the under eye yet. I'm gonna go back to that brush that I applied it with, and I'm gonna use that to blend it in. So again, I'm just pressing the product on. So just press, press, press. And I told you I didn't use any other under eye product, but because I've strategically placed this brighter color in the inner and outer corner, it is totally taken away from the distraction of my under eye. All I'm doing here is taking whatever's left on the brush and applying that to my lid. So yeah, anyway, doing the lighter color in the inner and outer corner of the eye has just totally helped with the distraction of the dark under eye. So I haven't even needed to use that much product there. All right, so see how much coloring is here on my eye. I'm just gonna kind of use whatever's left on my brush to even that out. And then it also serves as a primer for my eyeshadow, which I'm gonna do next. Okay, so let's see here. How'd I do on my blending? Pretty good. All right, I'm never fully done after I blend. I'm always gonna go back and check on a few things, but for now we're gonna move on and go back to our Glow Capsule. So opening up my Glow Capsule here. So I've used, this is my foundation down here. I've used all of that. I've used a couple of colors here for Blush Balm, which by the way, these are versatile as well. So you can use these as eyeshadows and also on our lips, which we're gonna do here in a minute. I think I have a hair. Okay. These are your eyeshadow colors, and these are all curated as well. So everything in your palette is going to be curated to suit your skin tone, cool, warm, neutral, and type as well. So, and again, you take the color science quiz, and that's what tells you what your curated Glow Capsule looks like. But these colors come curated and ready to go, so you don't have to think about those either. So you'll notice it looks like I have 4 colors. I actually only have 3. This is going to be our brow. We're going to get to that in a minute. So I have 3 eyeshadow colors. This could not be any simpler. If you are not an eyeshadow girl, you don't know anything about eyeshadow, I'm going to show you how easy this is. First of all, I want you to just think inner, middle, outer. That's it. So light color inner, middle color middle, darker color outer. So I'm going to start with my finger. And the reason I'm doing that is because it just adds a little bit more shimmer when you use your finger. The oils on your finger pick up the shimmer than using a brush. And if you don't want to use your finger, then you definitely want to use, this brush comes in the brush trio. You definitely want to use the dense end of this brush for your lighter color. So you have a fluffy end and you have a dense end. So you want to use a dense end. So inner corner. And again, the reason we're doing light in the inner corner is we want brightness. We want to draw attention to the center of the face. So by putting a lighter color here, it does that. And I'm even doing it like right in the very inner. Okay, so all the way in there. And you don't have to worry about hurting your eyes or it aggravating your eyes or anything like that, because these are talc-free, so they're great for sensitive skin or sensitive eyes. They're not going to bother you at all. All right, going to this middle color, you can either use your finger again, or you can use the dense end of the brush. And again, this is going middle color in the middle. Pretty easy so far. Now, this comes curated with colors already to go, so you don't have to worry about what goes where. But if you're like, oh, I don't really like those eyeshadow colors, you can switch them out. Or I don't really like that dark pink one, you can switch them out. You don't have to stick with what comes in the curated palette. You can definitely switch them out for different colors. So, all right, now switching to the fluffy end of the brush, because I don't want to pick up as much product. So fluffy end is going to pick up less product. So dabbing into that darker color, we're going to dab this on the outside. And the reason I say dab is if you're over 50, your eyelids are looser than they used to be. So this is going to help place the product, because sometimes your eyelids wiggle around a lot more than they used to. Now I'm going to show you one other thing. So we're going to take this darker color and we're also going to put it above the crease. And the reason we're doing that, number one, if you put it in the crease, no one will see it because as we get older, everything is falling. So that top part of your eyelid is falling over the bottom part. Some people's are more pronounced than others. I have one that's hooded and one that isn't so much. But look, when I put it like above the crease here on this side, it helps to lift the eye. See how it helps to lift that a little bit, open it up a little bit more. So that's what I want you to think of doing. So dabbing it on the outside, okay? And then putting it above the crease. This is my not so hooded eye. And again, if your eyelids are wiggling around too much, just dab instead. Okay, so that is it for eyeshadow placement, you guys. We're not going to overthink this. Inner, middle, outer. Take your fluffy brush and just kind of blend, starting from darkest to lightest. Or if you forget that and you go lightest to darkest, don't sweat it. It's not a big deal. And the only reason we're doing this is just to, make sure the colors kind of all blend together and look seamless. And the trick to eyeshadow is blend, blend, blend. The more you blend, the prettier it's going to look. Okay? So I literally threw that on, slapped it on my eyes, and look how simple and easy and pretty it was. How about that? And again, you don't have to worry about the colors because it's going to work because your palette is curated to colors that work for you. All right, so you notice I have one more color here. This is your brow color. So I'm going to use the third brush that comes in the brush trio. Now the brush trio, by the way, does not come with your Glow Capsule, so I highly recommend getting it. It is going to be an additional cost, but I think it's worth it because it has every tool that you need. Okay, so using that, this end right here, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, there we go. Dab into your liner and you're literally just feather stroking it on in the direction that your hair grows. And I know you might be saying, I don't really do much with my brows. I just don't want to deal with it. I highly encourage you to focus on your brows, even for just a minute. Because look, I'm doing that with this one here, and it just looks, it gives me a finished look. Your brows frame your face. You don't want to ignore them. So just by doing that just a little bit, it just definitely kind of, sealed the deal. For lack of a better way to put it. And plus, as you get older, I don't know if you can see, but I've got my eyebrows are starting to get more and more sparse. So this just helps to fill those areas in where your eyebrows are getting a little more sparse. And again, this color is chosen for you. It's part of your curated palette, so you don't have to pick the color yourself. This is also another multi-use product. It's called Brow Liner. So you could take this other end of the brush and use it as an eyeliner. I don't wear eyeliner because I'm lazy, but if you love eyeliner, you can use that color as a soft eyeliner, which I would definitely recommend doing over a harsh black eyeliner. You really want soft. As you get older, you don't want harsh anymore. So you can use this color as an eyeliner and even a lip liner. So it's a multi-use product as well. Okay, the next thing I like to do is One more step here. We're going to dab back into our Lift Bronze. This is this darker color right here. And now we're going to use it as bronzer. Now for this, you're going to need a fluffy brush. And unfortunately, Restore Collective doesn't have a fluffy brush yet. So I'm going to recommend another company to use. But see how fluffy this is? This is what we want, is a fluffy brush. This one is dual-ended, just like all of Restore's brushes. And we're going to use this smaller end first to apply. And again, I'll link this brush in the description. So since this is fluffy, it's gonna pick up not quite as much product. So you don't need to dig in there. Like I'm just barely tapping on there. Just barely tap. And we're gonna apply this where the sun would normally hit. So again, this is the same color we used before. We're just reusing it. So the sun, I kind of make a C here. See, I'm coming all the way down. We're gonna blend it in a second, so don't worry about that. Let's do the other side. Just making a C here. I'm gonna get just a touch more, and we're gonna do it over our nose because we always get some sun on our nose. So what it's doing now is warming up the skin and giving you some added dimension, which is always good. As we get older, we lose that dimension. Our face looks flatter. Our face looks duller, so the warmth really helps to, I should have pulled my hair back. The warmth really helps to give you some fullness in the face and some color and some dimension and all the things. So now it just flipped to the fatter end here, and I'm just blending all that in. See, and I really feel like going back in and applying this as a bronzer really helps to make your makeup pop. Just like that. Okay. One other thing I do here, I always add more blush because, again, we lose color as we get older. We just get less and less, just duller, and we need color back in the face. So I always add more blush, and I don't worry about it if it looks like a lot because I know it's going to meld into the skin. So that's kind of my last step, is add more color. All right, now we're pretty much done here. You'll notice there is one tin here that I did not use. So this is your balance color. So this is your corrector. So if you look at your final result here and you think, oh, I still have some dark circles showing, or I still have a pimple that's showing through, or acne, or redness, or whatever it is, you can use your corrector to help with that. So I literally just got the tiniest amount, and this color is going to color correct those areas. And you'll notice that I did it last. I'm going to use this brush that I used to apply. I did this last because that allows me to use as little product as possible, because I can just kind of pinpoint. And again, you have this like pinpoint end here too. You can dab that in, and like, let's say you have a an area that you really want to, it's just like a tiny spot or something like that, maybe a blemish. That's the word I've been looking for. This pinpoint side will help you use it for blemishes. But for now, I'm just barely kind of dabbing in and using that on any dark spots that I have remaining. And I'm just going to put a little more brightness right there on the end of my nose. And I think I'm good. Okay. Ta-da! All right, so this color, by the way, is called Marie. I'm going to use it on my lips as well. Oh, my dog is snoring. I don't know if you can hear her. Okay, we're pretty much done here. I want to say one other quick thing. So these eyeshadows can also be used as what I call illuminators, or what we call illuminators. So I'm going to dab back into that with my finger, and I'm just going to kind of dab it on the high points of my face. So see how that kind of gave me a little bit of dewiness right there? Let's do it on this side. Okay. You can do kind of the tip of your nose. And I also like to do the center of my lips. So pretty. And that, my friends, is the Glow Capsule. And if you forget, you have directions right on the back. You can just scan this QR code. But I'm also here for you. That's It's what I've done. I've been doing this for 5 years now. And I love to help women my age get their confidence and their glow back. But this is my new Glow Capsule. It's amazing for mature skin, lightweight, cream-based makeup, 3-dimensional, using multiple colors placed in specific spots to give you that 3-dimensional glow. And so simple and easy to use. Once you figure out where your contour and your brightener goes, everything else you already know how to do. So it's really just those 2 things that you have to learn how to do. I'll be with you every step of the way. I have it outlined for you, so it's so easy to learn. But I just know that making things simple and easy with one capsule that you can just throw in your bag and go if you're traveling, or, you know, instead of a big bag of makeup, it's just one little capsule in your drawer. It just makes things so much simpler. My name is Kelly. I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina, but happy to help anywhere in the US and Canada, and I am so grateful that you're here. Thanks so much. Please subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.